Signed CDs Part 2. Hi everybody, and welcome to the second video looking at my signed CD collection. So this sort of covers partly my music collection and my autograph collection. Onto shelf 2 of my stack of signed CDs. Let's get cracking. So first up, I mentioned in the first video, which you can watch if you follow the link in the description below. This is Andy Allo's first album. Andy Allo, former Prince protege. This was a bit more singer-songwriter than a second album that I showed in part 1, but it's really, really good. And again, this is signed and dedicated, bought through her website. This is an album called 20 Songs by Jay Foreman. Jay Foreman is a comedian. He's does a lot of YouTube stuff. You can check him out. I saw him supporting Dave Gorman in Pompey Guildhall a few years back. And he's a very good comedy songwriter. His brother is Beardy Man, who you may be aware of. But afterwards, he was selling CDs and he signed and dedicated it for me. As you can see, it's sort of a homemade job. He was selling them through his website, but I think I read that he's run out and he won't be selling it anymore, which is a shame. But there's some really good songs. They're comedy songs, so, you know, a lot of them are short and pithy, but yeah, really good. And he was a nice guy as well. This is another Cerys Matthews. This is an album she released 2014? Blimey, done time fly. This was the last album she's released, I think. This is a collection of Dylan Thomas works. The first disc is A Child's Christmas, which is a whole story. And it's got an orchestra behind it, and Cerys reads it. And then the second CD is Poems and Tiger Eggs, so it's shorter works, all by Dylan Thomas. It's really good. It's just a beautiful listen. And that's signed on the back of the booklet. This is Bill Bailey's Bewilderness CD. This is an album he primarily sold through his website. Though it was available in the shops subsequently, and he sells it at gigs, obviously, or used to. Don't know if you can quite make out. Yeah, signed in gold on the cover, but this is a lot of his comedy songs that he did in his early days, sort of covers his first 3 tours and his TV show. I love Bill Bailey, see him every time he plays locally, or every tour anyway. This was an eBay purchase. It's Hearsay's album Pop Stars. Hearsay were the band formed from the very first series of the TV show Pop Stars, which was a precursor to Pop Idol and then the X Factor. Nowadays, the blokes are largely unknown. Noel does musical theatre a lot. Danny, I don't think does anything in the business anymore. But the girls are very famous. It's Mylene Class. Brain's gone completely. Kim Marsh, as she was. Kim Ryder, and then I've forgotten what she is now, but from Corrie. And Suzanne Shaw, who was in Emmerdale for a while, and I'm going to be seeing her in Panto later this year, but has done lots of stage work as well. Basically, you know, the music's poor. Pure and Simple was a good song, but the rest of it's pretty poor. But I like the girls, basically, so this wasn't very expensive to pick up. So that's fully signed. Back to the Saturdays. If you watched part 1, you would have seen a lot of Saturday CDs. There's more to come. This is their Word Shaker album, which was their second album, I think. Also signed in different colours, some of them this time. A bit of difference. This is their Higher featuring Flow Rider single. Again, signed in lots of different colours. Both through their website. This was, I think, an Amazon exclusive. This was Kid Creole and the Coconuts album I Wake Up Screaming from 2011. Time does not fly. And the booklet is signed on the front by Kid Creole. most famous for Anna, Not Your Daddy from '83. A couple of years after that, he recorded a song Prince wrote for him, The Sex of It. So that's largely why I wanted it. But it's quite a good, funky album. This is Nicola Roberts' album. You've just seen a couple of singles from her in my first video. Nicola Roberts of Girls Aloud fame. Cinderella's Eyes is the album. It's just really, really good, and I just don't know why she hasn't done more solo work. She's just concentrated on writing. But this came with a signed poster. And that is it. Then, guess what? It's for Saturdays. This is Headlines, which was their third album, I think. Or was this their... oh, I don't know. But I think the other one might be their third album. This might have been their second album. Whatever. Don't really matter, does it? Again, nicely signed in a variety of colours. That's better. Then... Meatloaf's album, Hang Cool Teddy Bear. This was Play exclusive, I think. Signed on the front. Not his best album, but it's okay. The fact that I had this was the reason I wasn't overly bothered that I didn't get an autograph from him at London Comic Con. I just got my photo shoot. Yeah. Back to Andy Allo. This was a Hello EP. 5 tracks on this. Again, bought through her website. She didn't dedicate them this time, but nicely signed in gold. Works well on that picture. This is Ashley Roberts' album, Butterfly Effect. Ashley Roberts was a Pussycat Doll, became famous in her own right when she went in the jungle, and then she worked with Ant and Dec a lot after that, particularly on Saturday Night Takeaway. She did judging on Dancing on Ice, and she's about to be on the new series of Strictly that starts tomorrow, as I record this, although by the time you see this, she might even have been eliminated, who knows. But yes, this was through her website. Music's not great, but I wanted her autograph, so this was a handy way of getting hold of it, because I do like her very much, if you know what I mean. This is the second album, by Molotov Jukebox, who is the band formed by Natalia Tena, the actress best known for being Tonks in Harry Potter and Osho in Games of Thrones. Osho, I can remember. She's Nat to me. I met Nat on the DVD and Blu-ray for Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, I think it is. She does a little behind the scenes thing where she does a tour of the studio, and I watched that and I just fell in love with her basically. Met her at Collectomania, and there's just something about her, and I was just wow, completely in love with her after that. Met her many times since, had some lovely hugs from her. Molotov Jukebox, as they are her band, and they are fantastic. I've seen them live a couple of times. In a different world, as I record this, I would be seeing them live tomorrow, but unfortunately their local gig was scheduled for the same day, as I'd already booked tickets to go and see Kylie Minogue, and I wasn't going to give up Kylie Minogue Golden Circle tickets for a £10 Molotov Jukebox gig, much as I would love to be able to see them again. But this was a Pledge Music campaign, and it is signed in the booklet. Oh no, it's signed on the inside. I've got it folded out. So thank you for pledging. Nat signed it at the back. Sam, partner and the co-founder of the band. We got Angus, Tom, and my mind's gone blank. Oh, the other two. Sorry. I'm recording lots of videos in one day and starting to get brain freeze, but it's a fantastic album. This was their first album, not their second album. Okay. I knew I was hesitating for a reason. This was their first album. Track 3, Neon Lights, is just magnificent. It's the Bond theme that never was, but the whole thing is great. Another Keris Matthews. This is an album of Christmas songs she recorded. It's called Baby It's Cold Outside, and it features that, her duet with Tom Jones, but all the others are traditional Christmas songs, like, you know, Jingle Bells and We Three Kings of Orient Are and Good King Wenceslas and Little Drummer Boy, things like that. There's a Welsh language one on here as well, and that's signed on the inside. And you will see in a later video, I've got a Christmas card from her with that, but she signed to me. Back to the Sats. This is Notorious single from her website, or their website. Sophie Ellis Bextor, I think this was Play.com. This was her third album, Make a Scene. Black on dark, so it doesn't show up great, but you can just about see it, I think, there. What was this? Not sure what the singles were actually from that. It's a good album. Possibly Heartbreak. But yeah, it's a good album. This is Music for Insomniacs by Matt Berry. Matt Berry, probably better known for his comedy work. So many things. The IT Crowd, probably his most popular stuff. Toast of London, his best stuff. Vic and Bob's House of Fools. Loads of other stuff. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. ADBC. This was an album he did, but he also is a very talented singer-songwriter. This is an album he released. There's 2 tracks that's designed to be played to help people drift off to sleep. Hence, it's called Music for Insomniacs. That's signed, and that was through Acid Jazz, his record label. Yep. This is an album by the girl group Parade, who unfortunately never really went anywhere. This was bought, this is not album, I think I said album, this is a single, Louder. This was bought from Pure HMV using my points from my card. Signed by the band. Can't quite make out. One of them is hidden under the sticker there. They were okay, again nothing great. I can see why they didn't take off, but they're quite good. Don't think any of them have gone on to anything else. No. This is the second solo album, I think. Solo album by Mark Morris, lead singer of the Blue Tones. Very good album. Yeah, second. Signed on the inside, that was a pledge campaign. This is a promo CD for Girls Aloud No Good Advice, their second single, signed by the full band. That was an eBay purchase that I am very happy is genuine, having matched some of the signatures to subsequent purchases. Back to the Saturdays. This is Gentlemen, which possibly their last single, certainly one of the last. Again, through their website. This is I think the only album by Bo Bruce, who won. Did she win? She might not have won, but she was on the first series of The Voice, which is the only series I watched, but I really liked her voice. So she released signed copies of her album, I think it was through her website, so I snapped that up. It's quite a good album. As I say, I really like her voice. This is an eBay purchase, but it's definitely genuine because I've got many signatures from her subsequently. This is Melanie C's Northern Star CD single. I love Mel C. I think she's amazing. So that's that. This was an eBay purchase as well. This is a signed copy of Keep the Home Fires Burning, the single by the Blue Tones, who are one of my favourite bands, and it's all signed in gold on the cover. Again, definitely genuine. I'm pretty certain this is a single, You Do Something To Me, by the Dum Dums, who are a short-lived pop punk trio, sort of similar to, you know, sort of McFly-y, Busted-y, that sort of vein. I saw them supporting Robbie Williams on a couple of dates on his Sing When You're Winning tour, 2001, I want to say. when was this released? 2000, yeah, so probably 2001. And they were really good, so really enjoyed their stuff. I've got their album and saw this on eBay and picked it up, and it's signed in the middle. Looks like it was from an album signing or something like that, although it's not dedicated, which is nice. But they split up after their album, which is a shame because they were really good. This is the third album by Duke Special, Lookout Machines. This was Pledge, or his official website, but I think it was Pledge via his official website. As I've mentioned on previous videos, Duke Special, huge favourite of mine, absolutely love him, and it's a great album. This is an album by Anthony Head, or aka Anthony Stewart Head, of Buffy and Merlin and Doctor Who and Manchild and Nescafe Gold Blend commercial fame. This is an album, he's a really good singer, and this is an album he released through his website. There was much delays to it, but eventually it came, nicely signed, and he enclosed an apologetic signed postcard with it as well, which you will see on a different video. But it's like he covered on here, he did Behind Blue Eyes, a Who song, which he sang a bit of in Buffy, and so he put that on here. And this Knock Me Down is, no, that's not, ignore me, that's not the song I'm thinking of. But it's Under My Skin, the Cole Porter song, Why You Look Tonight, Jerome Kern song, plus some of his own stuff on here. But it's a good album. This is Under the Radar Volume 1 by Robbie Williams, which was an album he released through his website of tracks that didn't make his albums, usually because they just didn't fit the theme, or they were too similar to other songs. Not that they're bad songs. This was the limited version in a tin, as you can see, which came with some postcards, and they were all signed. Later copies, the signatures were very different from Robbie's signature, so there's lots of people believe that they were done by somebody else's hand, but that's definitely Rob's. This is Pixie Lot's Greatest Hits album, Platinum Pixie, and this actually came with a separate signed booklet, so I've got two booklets on this. I think this is from her website, I think, but that's Platinum Pixie by Pixie Lot. Next one, it's actually one I bought through QVC. It's a little exclusive box set that was sold exclusively through them. It's Beverly Knights. It's a 100% album, and it's coupled with her best of album, which is always a smart idea to get people to buy your new stuff. But that's signed nicely on the front. Can't quite make out what that first word is. I don't know if it's peace and love, or, I mean, it looks like princess love, but it can't be, so I don't know. If anybody knows, please put it in the comments below. But I really like Beverly Knight, and Prince was a big fan of her. She did some work with him. This is Will Young's album, 85% Proof, bought through his website, I think. This is another one that came with a separate signed booklet, so I've got two booklets for it, one of which is signed. The best known track on this is probably Joy, which is used on commercials nowadays, but Love Revolution was also very good. None of the others are leaping out off the top of my head, but I know I enjoyed the album. This is National Treasure, the complete singles by the Manic Street Preachers, double CD. This was Play.com exclusive, I believe. Signed. This is Nicola Roberts' another single. This was Yo-Yo, which is actually a 5-track single. I had 4 live tracks, or 3 live tracks, and a demo of the track Sticks and Stones. Again, nicely signed through her website. I think this was through her website. This is Joss Stone's The Soul Sessions Volume 2. Love Joss Stone. So Soul Sessions was her debut album that sort of launched her, and then a few years later she did another version with some of their classic soul songs that she's covered, and that's signed nicely on the inside. This one I got signed in person. I already have the CD, The Very Best of Bernard Cribbins. and I met him at Collectomania 10, 11, around then. I got him to sign that, as well as a picture for me. I love Bernard Cribbin's songs. I mean, Harley McGrath and Right Said Fred alone are two of the greatest comedy songs ever written. In fact, in the post today, as I record this, I received the DVD of his sketch show from the early 70s, which I'm looking forward to watching eventually. But yeah, that's that. This is Cerys Matthews' Moon Songs through her website. It's a little EP that she did. This is another EP of Aeroplane, or Arwen in Welsh, or something like that, I don't know. So, full name signature on this one. Basically, when I discovered she was selling signed CDs through her website, I just ordered them all. Including this one, which is a live CD that's only available through her website. Again, full name signature. This is the English language version of the CD I showed in part 1, Don't Look Down. This was a pure HMV purchase with my points. This was the McBusted single air guitar. So McBusted and McFly and Busted, who came together and recorded an album and did a couple of tours, which I saw them on the second tour. They were magnificent. McFly are my guilty pleasure band, but I don't believe in guilty pleasures, but you know, band who I shouldn't really like, but who I absolutely love. But that's signed by all 4 members of McFly, plus the 2 members of Busted who were part of that, which was Matt Willis and James Bourne. This was through their website. This was the Proclaimers' Let's Hear It for the Dogs album, signed by the Twins. Very good album. This is Duke Special's most recent LP, Hallow. There are limited signed copies available through his website. I had number 70. Again, brilliant album, as all Duke stuff is. And this was Pledge Music, I think. Yes, this was Acrostic. The first acoustic stripped down version, greatest hitsy type album by Status Quo, signed by Francis Rossi and the late Rick Parfitt. Pleased to have got that, because it was only a couple of years before Rick sadly passed. That's shelf 2 done. So we've got another shelf and about 3/4 of a shelf to do, so 2 more videos. Like if you've enjoyed this, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.